Good afternoon, and welcome to the Atlantic Council. My name is Ian Brzezinski, and I'm a senior fellow with the Transatlantic Security Initiative, a program embedded within the Scowcroft Center for Strategy and Security here at the Council. So on behalf of the Scowcroft Center, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to today's launch of a very timely and important report. It's titled, Putin's Next Move, 5 Russian Attack Scenarios Europe Must Prepare For. As the title suggests, this report presents and assesses key scenarios in which Russia might seek to improve its geostrategic position in the Nordic-Baltic region and to challenge the capabilities and unity of the NATO alliance. It's very timely because over the last several months, a handful, if not more, NATO chiefs of defense have warned that Russia could be in a position to attack NATO within 3 to 5 years, if not earlier. And just last week, I met with one NATO Chad who warned that we're on the road to war and we don't even recognize it. And he was referring to war with Russia. Our agenda today is pretty straightforward. After a short briefing on the paper, we're going to have a moderated discussion. I'm going to lead with our 2 guests here, focusing on what the scenarios tell us about the geopolitics and security of the Nordic-Baltic region and the state of the alliance. Convenings such as this are integral to the Scowcroft Center's mission of developing sustainable, nonpartisan strategies to address the most important security challenges facing the United States and the world. And to discuss this report, Putin's Next Move, and these issues, we're joined by 2 leading experts on strategy, on military conflict, and Russia. Immediately to my right, we have Dr. Richard Hooker, the author of this report. He's a senior fellow with the Transatlantic Security Initiative, and he brings to us a distinguished career serving at least 3 times in the NSC, National Security Council of the White House, last being as a senior director for Europe and Russia. He's had leadership and teaching roles at the National Defense University, the NATO Defense College, and West Point, and most importantly, he brings to the table 30 years of service in the U.S. Army, starting off as a private and ending up as a colonel. Dr. Elliot Cohen is the Arleigh Burke Chair in Strategy at the Center for Strategic International Studies. He's also Professor Emeritus at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies, of which he, for a time, was Dean. He, too, has been a public servant, serving as Director of the Policy Planning Staff at the Department of Defense, a senior counselor, the senior counselor, just then Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, among other positions. He's taught at the Naval War College and at Harvard University, where I have to admit, he gave me one of my toughest grades. Leave it at that. He's published multiple books on leadership, command, and war. And he's got another one coming out this October, The Strategist, How to Think About War and Politics. So thank you, Rich. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you for joining us today. Before I give the floor to Rich, who's going to give us an overview of Putin's next move, let me just go over a few notes of housekeeping. We're going to have time for questions and answers towards the end. And for those of you here who want to ask a question, just raise your hand, and when the mic runners will give you a microphone, and we'll go from there. I just ask you to be concise and to the point. So, Rich, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Ian, and thank you all for being here today. This study assesses 5 key scenarios where